Remember how you wouldn't let me take the pregnancy test until we hit that one weekend? And I really wanted to take it sooner, and you said no, and I had to wait.
Yeah.
And then got all excited when it finally was positive.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was clapping, got all excited for us.
Yeah. I just remember you being excited because all of our classmates that we both graduated with were pregnant.
It was our turn finally. Yeah. I was so excited because they found the heartbeat right away. You could see the hands, and the feet, and the head, and the face, and the profile. The lady doing the ultrasound was very, very quiet and told us that our child had anencephaly and was going to die. Like, excuse me? What did you just say? And she said, your child has a condition called anencephaly, and it never developed the top part of its skull or all of its brain. And as soon as they flipped back on the ultrasound picture, I saw it. You could clearly see where an eye socket was, the eye was, and where the nose was going to be, and a little bit of a mouth and chin. And then there's just kind of nothing. It just went black. We hardly slept that night, just because your brain can't process the fact that your child is going to die.
Just lost in the middle of the ocean, not knowing which way to go.
Yeah. I just remember crying a lot. Because Amalya's life was going to be so short, it was important that we very quickly develop this lasting legacy.
What are things that we had hoped we could get to do with our kid? And we said, well, fine, we're going to do them now and say he got to do them.
And so that's what the bucket list was for, was just letting us have that time to do fun things with our kid.
There was a park I wanted to take my kids to because there's a really long slide that goes down the hillside that I always had fun on. I always imagined our kid going to the baseball game with Grandpa Dan, or if the monster truck show ever came back into town, that'd be something that the baby would go do.
Some of them were no-brainers. Waffle House, that's where we went after our wedding. That's where we went on all our anniversaries. Camping, because we go do so much camping, that was a pretty easy one to put on there. And I remember you were saying that you think every kid needs to go to the zoo.
I remember you getting excited and feeling him flip and kick.
Oh man, he loved the polar bears. I swear he was doing the same thing the polar bear was doing inside that tank. Every time that polar bear was jumping and kicking and spinning, he was jumping and kicking and spinning the entire time. I think we both, found such joy in being able to do the bucket list. Making the most out of his life, but also wanting to make the most out of his death, and wanting his, life and death to have a huge impact on others.
We decided that we wanted to participate in donation.
Do you remember making all those phone calls?
Yeah, hospitals, universities, everybody told us no. We tried, but let's let it go and we'll enjoy the last few days with our son.
I decided to make one last-ditch phone call. I had gotten online and looked at the place that Life Connections was trying to do the donation for research through, IIM, and I looked at their website and I saw a whole body donation tab. So I remember calling them up, explaining the situation again, fully expecting to be completely disappointed, just like every other phone call. And then I got that call back at noon and found out that we were going to be able to donate whole body and liver and pancreas. We finally, after this huge struggle, we had our miracle happen and we're going to be able to donate. It was just like, okay, it's here now. We're finally here. It's time to meet our son. And then the next thing I know, they were laying him on my chest. He was alive. I know I just looked at you and said, he's so precious. I wasn't expecting him to be this precious. Mm-hmm. And kissing his little nose and holding his little hand. And he was so tiny. Got to talk with him and tell him how much we loved him and how proud we were. I mean, the fact that you're connected to this baby in such a unique way, all during the time that they're developing. One of the few milestones you get is actually getting to say goodbye to them, which may sound sad, but it's just part of our reality. And so I think it was just important for me that I got to hold him as he left us. Just one of those few milestones that I got to experience with him in his time here. Well, he got to be with us for an hour and 20 minutes. We always like saying he was with us for 37 weeks in utero and an hour and 20 minutes in our arms, and he now lives on through donation. I've continued to reach out to the researchers who've used him so that we can find out more of what he's done.
Amalya's impact is significant. His images have been to Syria, his images have been to Australia, across New Zealand. His images have been all across the United States. They're available to emergency medicine practitioners of all levels. Amalya makes a daily impact.
I cannot but imagine the situation that Eric and Bethany went through in terms of making this important decision. Research in type 1 diabetes is dependent on examination of organs and tissues from individuals like Amalya.
Organ donation is incredibly valuable, not only for individuals that receive the donation, but also for organs that go for research that help us understand diseases like diabetes.
I think their gift in terms of providing his organs for type 1 diabetes research are going to have a tremendous impact one day when we do find a cure for type 1 diabetes.
We don't know how many lives he's saved, but he may help steer or change the course of medical history in some small way.
His gift is what I hope will be a catalyst to others understanding how much of an impact not only did he make, but that they could make if we received others.
In our hearts and in our researchers' hearts, these are amongst the most special gifts that come about. At the end of the day, myself and many others really want to say thank you to people and just let people know the impact of what they're doing.
We had the opportunity for him to still live on through donation.
Medicine has to evolve, and only these gifts make that kind of difference.
Really, it's simple. Whether it's donating for research or donating for transplant, you're going to ultimately make it so another person doesn't have to suffer and another family doesn't have to experience that heartbreak.
And you never know what the life that you save, what it will go on to do.
My son doesn't have the same accomplishments and milestones as a typical child, but he gets to live those milestones and accomplishments out through other people.